is recognized for 5 minutes.
I think all of us are becoming increasingly aware of the extent to which our data and our constituents' data is gathered, aggregated, and sold concerning nearly every aspect of our lives. Much of our economy and modern society are built upon such practices, and the use of data can bring many benefits to consumers, educators, businesses, and patients. But there is also a clear need to ensure the American people can know how their data is being used and by whom, and a need to establish what is acceptable and how that can be accomplished in a way that protects individuals' privacy. I believe today's aims on the American Data Privacy Protection Act does include common sense data and privacy measures, such as specific protections for kids under the age of 17, privacy by design principles, and an overarching federal standard governing these issues. It also protects small businesses from frivolous lawsuits handed out by trial lawyers and provides other entities an opportunity to rectify any violations through a right to cure. I applaud Chairman Pallone and Ranking Member Rogers and their teams for including these and for the extensive work it has taken on this bill to get us to this point. Not every part of this legislation is written exactly as I would prefer. For instance, the clinical research and HIPAA-related provisions are not as strong or as clear as they should be, in my view. HIPAA has provided the gold standard of data protection, and I believe there is bipartisan agreement that this legislation should provide clear guardrails on HHS's authority to regulate in space. However, I am willing to bet that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle also have changes they would make if they were drafting their ideal bill. Instead, they worked with our side on a compromise solution, and that's the way Congress should work. It's important because Europe, China, and individual states already recognize the need to enact privacy laws to avoid the multitude of dangers to American citizens and businesses if we continue to sit idle and allow others to lead the way. The American Data Privacy Protection Act is a huge step forward in ensuring Hoosiers and Americans across the country know how their data is being used and how their data is protected by those they interact with. I look forward to continuing to work with committee staff and my colleagues on this effort, and I'll be supportive of this legislation today in this committee hearing. I yield back.